What is up, everybody out there in HeroClix land? This once again is Scott Porter back for more unboxing goodness. Today is day one of our unboxing series of the brand new DC HeroClix set, Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary. That is right. The first woman of comic books, one of the Trinity herself, Wonder Woman, Diana of Themyscira, is here in her 80th year. I mean, talk about sticking power, man. Way back in the day, created by William Marston Molden, the guy who created the lie detector. And that's a question: chicken or the egg? Did the lasso of truth come first and inspire the lie detector, or was the lie detector a thing and then he created the lasso? I think it's the latter, because apparently in all of his studies, he started to really believe that women should rule the world. They are far more trustworthy. Their compassion is through the roof. But he also had some controversial ideas about women and relationships and such. So after introducing the character, a few years later, she was switched up a bit. The comics authority was created, and they started blaming a lot of things on poisoning the minds of our young with some of the ideas that they were seeing in comic books. So a lot of them were made tame. But she survived through that, decade after decade, swinging, punching, flying, both in the invisible jet and on her own, defeating gods, becoming one of them herself. And I mean, she's just proven time and time again that she's one of the greatest characters that has ever existed. And it's only right that in her 80th anniversary year, she gets a set dedicated to her. So here we go. Boom. The brand new set. I've got a whole brick here. I've got 10 boosters. If you've never seen one of these unboxing series, or you are new to HeroClix, how this is going to work is I'm going to take 2 of these boosters a day, pop them open, see what's inside, talk about the characters that they're based upon for the comic book fans in the room, and then show the dials and the figures themselves for all of the tabletop players in the room. And that's the beautiful thing about HeroClix. It's such a cool intersection of recreation and things that bring us joy. You know, comic books have gotten me through a lot in my life, and I'm sure they have for a lot of you out there as well. And gaming has really brought me some of the greatest friends I've ever had. All the way back to when I was 8 years old, starting to play Dungeons and Dragons at a small shop in Nebraska called Dragon's Lair, or later when I was getting into things like Shadowrun and other games, playing them at the Boardroom in Orlando, Florida. I have created long-lasting friendships through this game, through games overall, and then I got to HeroClix in the early 2000s, and I have been playing nonstop for the past 20 years. I have been a judge, I have been an envoy, I have competed in worlds, I have met people at comic conventions and such, playing in battle royales, and I, to this day, have a lot of great friends in the community of HeroClix. And if you've never been here before, I say welcome to the family. If you're back once again, I say thank you to you for sticking with us year over year and enjoying some of the unboxing goodness. So, that being said, let's start taking a look at this bad boy. It's like Christmas morning. We crack the thing open here. We take a look at what's on the outside of the booster to give us a little preview of what could be in this set. And I got to tell you guys, I am way less willing, I think, to take a stab at what could be in this set than normal, because I mean, you're talking 80 years of one of the greatest characters of all time. Anything could be in here. She's a member of the Justice League. She's a shining member of the pantheon of the gods who can be so evil and corrupt, and yet she's there every single time to keep them in check. You know, she's from Themyscira. We could deal with a lot of the Amazons, both the core Amazons from Paradise Island and the Amazons of Bana Migdal, who set up their own Paradise City in Egypt a long time ago. We've got all of the villains year over year. And we're not just talking about Wonder Woman villains. I mean, if we look at Darkseid War, Wonder Woman was right at the core of that. I mean, you're talking about Darkseid's daughter, Grail, who is both an Amazon and a product of Darkseid. So, I mean, the opportunities for characters in this set are endless. We only get one DC set a year, so I'm hoping we have a ton of Wonder Woman, yes, of course, but I'm hoping we also have versatility in the set. We open up this bad boy in day 0. If you haven't seen that yet, please go check it out. Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary Miniatures Game. It has the new core rulebook, powers and abilities cards, map tiles, 10 figures with 2 dials each on them. It's a great entry point for new players and an awesome game to play if you are a veteran player who's looking to bring somebody in That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to introduce my wife finally to HeroClix and have her play through the scenarios and the campaign that is in this thing. And that's in a separate video, so go watch that and then come on back, or finish this one and then we'll take a look. But I think my hopes for the sets, I mean, it's just too wide. I do hope for Hermes. I am a speed freak. I love the Flash. I love everything to do with anybody fast. I don't know. It's just been a thing for me for a long time. If you ask me what superpower would you want to have, I would want to run like the Flash. In the original Flash, 3,000-year-old guy, Hermes. So I'm hoping we get a Hermes of some sort in this set. I really love the Hermes in Brian Azzarello's run. And mentioning authors, of course, if you're going to read Wonder Woman, I talked about her origins and her beginnings. There were some interesting storylines pre-Crisis on Infinite Earths, but for the most part, I think a lot of the really meaty stuff has come after that. I mean, the stuff before that was kind of crazy. Like, if a man put chains around Wonder Woman, she became powerless. I don't know that we want to keep on going back and reading those kinds of stories. There was one really cool story where she gave up her powers. I think it was Denny O'Neil in the early 70s. She gave up her powers, studied under a martial artist named I Ching, who I think has come back into comics at this point, and really honed her warrior abilities even without her powers, and she did that in order to save Steve Trevor. But after Crisis, you're talking about Perez, talking about Byrne, then you go up to Rucka. You got to read his initial run if you want to really dive into Wonder Woman. Azzarello's run is incredible. Now, of course, some other authors along the way had cool little arcs. You know, Luke had some, Heinberg and Simone and Picoult had a cool little run where you're talking about Secret Agent Wonder Woman, and then Azzarello, which is really like a horror, twisted, dark version of the Pantheon of Gods, and a very self-contained story for Wonder Woman, where you don't have to know much else about her, and then you dive into this Greek mythology, which I'm a big fan of, and then of course you come back to Rucka again with Rebirth and the current run that's going on, which has been fantastic. It really has been. So, man, there's so much. Let's take a look at the outside of the box. We could have anything in this set, I guess, is the point of my rambling here. And I just wanted to give you guys some pointers on some individual runs to go check out. Perez, definitely his omnibus. After Crisis, there's that iconic image of Wonder Woman with her hands on her hips standing on the Wonder Woman. You know, it's that iconic cover. She's standing on the WW underneath her. And then Rucka's first and Rebirth runs, both deserve to be read. And if you want a tale that's kind of out of time, Azzarello's run is great, because Justice League and Superman and Wonder Woman were going on around that time. It was during the New 52. But if you don't want to be involved in all of the other continuity of the universe, you can read Azzarello's run by itself. And it has so many traits of his writing baked in, but he just tells a very seminal tale about her and the gods and their constant turning on each other. And it's really cool. Introduced a character called Firstborn, who is meh as a villain, but everything that moves around him is what is so interesting. Anyway, all right, I promised you we'll take a look at the outside of the booster. Let's do that now. Get a little close-up view here on the front of it. Wonder Woman 80th anniversary. It's beautiful, kind of like Brave New World, but you can see here at the bottom it says featuring special equipment, objects, and constructs. Constructs? Constructs? What do you mean? I'm coming back in. Oh, look at this. Yeah, you've got Hippolyta. I think that's Nubia. And that looks like Antiope or Antiope. I don't know. Everybody says these names differently. I'm sure you'll correct me in the comments below. But there you go. We've got some of the Amazons. Here we've got, oh, that's Wonder Woman Star Sapphire. And she's got a construct of the lasso here. You got Hal Jordan, and he's got a construct here as well. So we're getting a Lantern sub-theme in this set. This is what I'm talking about. We only get one DC set a year, so we got to have something for people that are just DC fans overall, and the Lanterns is a great way to do it. And that's awesome. If we're getting Star Sapphire, Diana, at the end of Rucka's run, she became Black Lantern Wonder Woman as well, because she has died and come back. And so is Donna Troy. And so they were both Black Lanterns for a little while. So that would be really cool if you get Star Sapphire and you get Black Lantern Wonder Woman. That would be dope. Okay, look at the other side here. Oh man, Wonder Woman and that classic golden armor. You know, we saw it in Kingdom Come, but we have seen it in main continuity DC as well. And there's that cover. And you know what? She doesn't have her hands on her hips. She's got her hands up over her head. That is such a classic pose, a classic image. And then I think this is equipment here. I think this golden armor is an equipable. That's pretty rad. Now we come down to the gods of Olympus. Oh yeah, yeah. So you've got Zeus himself, son of Kronos. You've got Hades. This is Hades with all the candles on his head and all of these souls behind him. Is that Artemis? I think that's Artemis there as well, but not... Artemis has come in so many different forms. So, and then on the back of the box here, we usually get an idea of what our chases are going to be. And I got to tell y'all, this looks like we're getting the Secret Six, the Twisted Secret Six, the Batman Who Laughed, poisons some of the greatest heroes. I think it's Earth 3. Gosh, I can't remember what Earth this is happening on. But some of the greatest heroes, you've got King Shazam. You can see him holding the skull. These are twisted, evil versions of some of our favorite characters. You've got Supergirl here. And this is Commissioner Gordon. He's otherwise known as the Commissioner. So these, I think, are going to be our chases for this set. So there you go. The outside of the box. Oh, I didn't show you here. In the top, you've got Ares' head, which that's going to be really hard for me to show you on the top down. But trust me, you've got Ares' head. He's in the shadows, hiding on the top of the box, just like he does in the books, just hiding. All right, let's get to cracking here. I always take the same side of the brick. I always do. I always just take, the right side if you're looking at the front of it. And I always crack these open. I usually have pretty good luck getting a super rare. Just if you're in your gaming store for, playing a sealed event or whatever, and you're looking for some extra power, I would always start on that side because I almost always get a super rare out of one of those two boosters. All right, first booster is open, and in here we have a Gorilla Knight. I like that, white Gorilla Knight. Now, if you read a lot of Wonder Woman, she has a gorilla friend named Tulifar, and she led the Gorilla Knights or worked with them to help take out Grodd and take Gorilla City back from the clutches of the evil Gorilla Grodd. I wonder if this is showing us that we're going to get a Gorilla Grodd in this set. That would be awesome, Oh, look at that. We've got Apollo from the Azzarello run. He who would be king. Zeus disappears in that run, and Apollo claims the throne of Olympus, and he remakes it in his image. He's got some nasty powers. There's Artemis. That Artemis looks less like a god, looks more like the Artemis that is the Amazon of Bana Migdal. Her and Philippus become leaders of the Amazons. And then one of my most hated characters, period, full stop in all of comics, Dr. Psycho. I hate this guy. I hate him. He is so evil. And it's just, ugh. It makes you feel gross when you read stories about him. So he is a very, very dangerous villain in the Wonder Woman mythos. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying that I can't. It makes me cringe. He is the type of villain that just makes your skin crawl. Let's take a look at Gorilla Knight first. Gorilla Knight is set number 7. He is a sidekick. Oh, yes. Okay, so before we go any further, let's talk about this. In the last HeroClix set that we saw, captains, allies, and sidekicks came into play. A captain is somebody who grants a special ability to sidekicks. Now, the last set that we opened was a Marvel set. So this is the first time sidekicks are going to be in DC. This Gorilla Knight being a sidekick, I think we're going to have Tulifar in this set, and that really makes me happy. And then you have allies who you can place on your sideline, and they give passive abilities to your sidekicks or your captains that are on the field, depending on what they say on the card. So look at this guy's dial, and then understand that the Gorilla Knight is probably going to get better. Let's take a peek at him. Great sculpt. The paint job on the sculpt, the shadow wash on it, over that white. I mean, it's not easy to do. The color on it is great. It looks like he's just got Enraged and Overhead Smash, 2 powers, period, on his card here. But let's see. Comes in at 20 points, 4 clicks long. Now remember, everybody has the Indomitable sign on their dial now. So that is the new defense power. That is the new standard defense power insignia. So everybody can move twice in a row without taking pushing damage. There's no longer pushing damage in the game, period. But that's pretty cool. Pretty good dial. Like I said, set number 7. Gorilla City, Animal, Brute, and Warrior keywords. That being said, because he is a sidekick, you can expect him to get better if you play him with a captain. Awesome. Okay, let's go now to Artemis. Let's see, Artemis is here, Amazon and Warrior. There were 2 factions of the Amazons once upon a time, the Amazons of Bonamigdal and the Amazons of Paradise Island after the original Themyscira was destroyed. They had a falling out. Antiope led the Amazons of Bonamigdal, and Hippolyta led the other Amazons. Artemis comes from there. You remember your training is a trait that she has, and she is a captain. Awesome. Amazon and Warrior. Friendly sidekicks can use probability control. What? But only when they are targeted with a close attack. Okay, so a little defensive probability control kicks in for a sidekick. Look at the back of her dial. She comes in at 60 or 40 points. 40 points for 5 clicks with a bunch of Flurry, and Blades, Claws, Fangs. Look at those combat values. Oh my gosh. 8 clicks long. This is something that we saw with Captains in the last set that I unboxed. Longer dials. They're giving sidekicks these abilities, and it seems like they want those abilities to last for a long time and really improve those sidekicks. But man, I'm just thinking now, if you put that Gorilla Knight next to her, the Gorilla Knight's got an 18 defense, got a 10 attack, 2 damage with Close Combat Expert, and she's granting him probability control if he is attacked. Put 3 or 4 Gorilla Knights around Artemis, and she has this protective shield, and she's giving them all probability control to slough off hits that are going to be tough in the first place, you know? So that's, man, she's pretty powerful. And all that Flurry, woo! What is it, Scott Porter's Cup today? This is caramel, vanilla, Green Mountain coffee. Yeah, I made it at home in my Keurig. I'm trying to save some money and also stay off the soda. So I straight to the veins with the coffee. I'm drinking a lot of it nowadays. All right, let's move on to Batman. Batman, I'm happy to see. Of course he's going to be in this set. You see the sculpt there? I'm really digging that sculpt, actually. Paint job looks great, and you can see those eyes. Look at those eyes looking at you. I'm telling you guys, the ability with these new sculpts to really lay the paint on there in such a delicate matter. I mean, come on. We all remember the days where, you know, we would open a booster and we'd be like, oh, I got Wonder Woman. Oh, why is one of her eyes here and one of her eyes down here on her chin? It was a little rough sometimes. But the paint jobs and the sculpts as of late have just been phenomenal. Let's look at his card. He has Amazon, Batman Family, Gotham City, Justice League, Trinity, and Detective keywords. There's a ton of them there. He's a captain and an ally. He's got a trait. Sometimes superheroes operate in the shadows. Friendly sidekicks can use stealth. Come on. Wow. He also has a file on everyone just in case, which we all know is very dangerous. Sideline active, unique modifier. Friendly captains and sidekicks modify attack by +1 when attacking 1+ characters with the Justice League keyword. Oh, yeah. Okay. Turning it back on the Justice League there. Batman is actually involved in some of the most interesting stories with Wonder Woman as well, or some of the best told tales. Look at the back there. 8 clicks long. A lot to offer. Some sidestep. 2 targets. And remember, if you get in close to him, because he's got charge in the back half of the dial, 2 targets is no longer just for ranged attacks. 2 targets can actually be used for close attacks now as well. So when he gains that charge in the back half of his dial, I feel like back in the day we would have kind of laughed at it and been like, oh yeah, he's got charge. Yeah, that's what I want to do with Batman. Charge in and really mix it up. He is a elite martial artist. Very good in close combat. And now, when he gets in there, I mean, you can imagine him like low sweeping 2 goons off their feet. You know, that's not something that I would laugh at too much. And let's look at the front here. I just do want to take one more look at one thing here. He has the Batman team ability, which grants stealth, but he also has the Wonder Woman ally team ability, super senses, but only succeeds on a 6. If the character can already use super senses, instead increase the result of its roll for super senses by +1, and he does have super senses at the front of the dial there. So 4, 5, or a 6, he is avoiding. 50% of the time, in theory, he's going to be avoiding hits. He's going to be very difficult to deal with. Man, Batman HeroClix, if you've never read it, Greg Rucka wrote this tale, and it really is Batman and Wonder Woman and their ideologies going at each other. You know, the Trinity, it's very interesting. Superman, so powerful, but so high above everything. The big blue Boy Scout refuses to kill, etc., etc. Batman also refuses to kill. Wonder Woman will do it if it's called for. And there's so many interesting things. When she chops Medusa's head off on television in front of the world cheers. She deals with monsters and myths, and they don't mind when she kills that. Superman and Batman deal more with humanity, and humanity recoils if you kill humanity, you know. But because of something Batman did once upon a time, Diana kills Maxwell Lord, creates a whole event. I mean, it's during Identity Crisis. Brother Eye, which is a satellite that Batman used to spy on his fellow heroes. He's always so paranoid. You know, so there are a lot of really great stories that put Batman and Wonder Woman at odds. So I love that the card is sometimes ally, sometimes against. You know, he's a double-edged sword, really. But HeroClix, if you've never read a Wonder Woman story, it's such an amazing little read. Greg Rucka wrote it. It's a standalone book, and it really does put the two of them and their ideologies at odds. What really is justice, you know? And I don't want to spoil too much of it. It's a tough read a little bit in the sense that there's a woman out in the world trying to gain vengeance for the loss of her sister, and then how Batman reacts to her and how Wonder Woman reacts to her are completely differently, and it's just a real examination of character with the two of them. It's worth reading. Go pick it up. Okay, let's go to Apollo. Apollo, set number 26. He comes in at 100 points. Deity and ruler keywords. No special powers. I'm a little bit shocked. Apollo, man, look at those eyes just glow at you. Look at that. Apollo, you can see all the little detail there. That's great. The light coming out of his eyes. Look at the back of his card here, Wonder Woman 1. This is from the Azzarello run. This is the way that Apollo looks in the Azzarello run. Look at those stats, though. 100 points. He is a little bit hefty. He's heftier than I expected him to be. No special powers. I am missing a little bit of the fact that Apollo, he can turn people into oracles for him. So the very first time you see Apollo, he's at the top of the skyscraper in some big city. He's got these 3 girls up there with him. He's at like a swimming pool, and they're having a good time. They're partying, whatever. And all of a sudden, he's like, tell me what I want to know. And the 3 of them lift off the ground, and they're looking. I think they say, they're like, oh, we can see the whole city from here. He's like, no, no, no. You can see forever. And he lifts them up, and he's like, tell me what you see. And they tell him a prophecy. These regular girls that he turns into oracles, and they tell him a prophecy, and then he burns them to a crisp, and then he goes and ascends to the throne of Olympus because Zeus is nowhere to be found in that particular story that Azzarello writes. And Apollo is a really cool character. Apollo and Moon. He's Sun and his sister Moon, which is Artemis in that book. They are so cool together. So definitely, if you like the look of that character, or any of the powers that I just told you about, like, it's really worth reading Azzarello's run. Okay, Dr. Psycho, you little imp. Oh, I can't stand you. Set number 38, Legion of Doom, Secret Society of Supervillains, Scientist keywords. He comes in at 45 points. He's got Team Player and in Justice League team abilities. He has a trait, long-term psychological damage, mind control. When Dr. Psycho uses it after resolutions, give each hit character an action token. Oof. Psionic Energy Armor, Stop Click. Energy Shield Deflection, and Super Senses. None shall stand in my way. The doctor is out. Don't be afraid. Blah, blah, blah. He's really gross. He's just super gross in the books. The things he talks about doing to people as he's mind controlling them, it's awful. Short dial, though. 45 points. Not quite as powerful as I thought he would be because he causes a lot of pain for Wonder Woman and for everyone around her quite often. And he's very hard to catch. He's very hard to get a hold of. So that was booster number 1. Let's charge right ahead as Wonder Woman would once more into the breach. And let's see here. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. We did get a super rare. And it is, oh yes, it is. Okay, cool. I think there's a piece of equipment in there. Let's start small though. Amazon Warrior, sharing a sculpt there with Artemis. I hope since we got Artemis, we also get Philippus. All right, we've got Etta Candy, the old school Etta Candy. If you read books now and you've never read books back in the day, that Etta Candy is gonna look a little bit strange to you. She's got a big H on her chest for, I think it's Holiday University, or the Holidays, I think, was like the group of girls she was involved with. Oh, yes. Antiope, or Antiope, or Antiope, however you say her name. That is Hippolyta's sister, I believe, and was the leader of the Amazons of Bana Migdal. There is a difference between the two of them. And then we have our first chase. It is Wonder Woman, Princess of Themyscira. Oh, it's a title character. Oh boy. Get ready, because we are going to do a lot of reading. And then last but not least, oh yes, this is so cool. Wonder Woman's bracelets. So it's looking like, you know, we saw those golden wings as an equipable on the outside of the first booster that we looked at. Now we have her bracelets. We find out were given to her by Zeus, I believe. And they have different uses in different people's runs, so I'm interested to see how they handle that here. All right. Pull them back. So we get Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman all in the first day. Okay, now we're starting to see. She really is a fulcrum for the DC Universe. So many things happen around Wonder Woman. Even if the story's not about her, she's usually involved, and the ripple effect is huge going outward from Wonder Woman. So we really should be getting a lot of the DC Universe in this. That makes me super happy. Let's look at the Amazon Warrior first. Set number 4. She is a sidekick. Remember that we had Artemis, who was a captain, granting super senses to those around her. Has the Wonder Woman team ability. Wow. Okay, so super senses succeeds on a 6. If the character can already use super senses, instead increase the result of the roll by +1. So I wonder if that Wonder Woman team ability triggers a 4 to 6, them avoiding damage on a 4 to 6. Because if Artemis grants them super senses, then they have it already? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if that math works out in your head. But you can see charge there, 3 range, pretty simple, cut and dry, 20 points. But again, when you start stacking them up with captains, imagine a cadre of Amazonian warriors around Artemis and her granting super senses to all of them. It'd be hard to get through it all. All right, they're just hacking and slashing all the way. Let's go with Etta Candy. Etta Candy has changed a lot for the better in her years as a part of the comics, but she's always been one thing, and that's very incredibly loyal to Diana. Amazon and past sidekick, set number 11, comes in at 25 points, comes in at more than an Amazonian warrior. Look at that. She's got a trait, us girls got to stick together. If no other friendly character has been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that attacked a friendly character named Wonder Woman since your last turn. Place Etta Candy such that she can make a close attack targeting that opposing character, then do so. Let's get them, girls. You see the H on her chest there. I think it's Holiday Girls from way back in the day. She's got the Wonder Woman team ability as well. She's got a little close combat expert. So if you think about the fact that this woman can do 4 clicks of damage with a 10 attack, it's pretty great. She's got sidestep and she has that placement power, which allows her to go to the aid of a friendly character. That's a lot packed into there for Etta Candy. Etta later becomes, I think she's like a colonel in the Air Force at one point. Before all of the reboots started to happen. Guys, there's a lot of reboots in DC. So some of the stuff I say may be confusing, but just know that after Crisis on Infinite Earths, there was a reboot. It led all the way up, and then you had New 52, DCU, you've got Rebirth, you've got the whole thing, and people's origins are constantly being changed. The character design is constantly being changed. But all of her future endeavors really saw Etta involved in high-ranking military or espionage positions, always an ally for Wonder Woman, but that's a really cool piece there. Yeah, but she becomes an Air Force colonel. She becomes married to Steve Trevor, and then in Rebirth, she is one of the closest allies and really watching Wonder Woman's back as Wonder Woman is reintroduced to the world. Because in Rebirth, it's, again, a retelling, her first time entering the world from Paradise Island. So, yeah, she looks a lot different in Rebirth now, but I wonder if we'll get another Etta Candy. I'm not sure. Let's go with Superman next. Okay, Superman. Whoop. Captain. Man, Superman's a captain. This is crazy. Amazon, Justice League, Kryptonian, Metropolis, Trinity, and Reporter. Superman team ability and Wonder Woman team ability. So great. He's getting super senses. Sweet. Pick on someone your own size. Free. Choose a friendly sidekick. That character can use invulnerability until the end of your next turn. Choose a friendly sidekick. So he's not just gifting it to everybody, which is good. It doesn't say friendly sidekicks can use it, so that's good at least. Kryptonian skin and Kryptonian senses. Has impervious super senses and is protected against outwit. And remember, with the Wonder Woman team ability, 4, 5, or 6, while that power is on his dial. So it's going to be incredibly difficult to do damage to him, especially looking at the 19 defense. He's got top dial there, and he's got that mega super senses because he's got that Wonder Woman team ability. Whew. Yeah. 15 movement charge, 8 movement charge. And then he's just staying in there and doing damage. Look at that. Comes in at 275 and 125. 6 range, only 1 target. And that's really cool. I knew this was coming. Superman and Wonder Woman, during the New 52, had a book together. And they were actually together in a relationship. It was a huge kerfluffle. People did not like the fact that Superman and Lois Lane were not together anymore. But Wonder Woman and Superman made sense for a lot of people. But it's really cool. She was with him because it was easy, but in Greg Rucka's new run, she comments to that as she, rejoins with Steve Trevor, and she's like, it was easy and it made sense, but love doesn't need to make sense. Love needs to be felt, and her and Steve Trevor are back together as it should be. In my opinion, other people disagree, but anyway, the Superman and Wonder Woman book was really cool, though, because the threats they would face in Superman and Wonder Woman were, you're talking about power level 1 and power level 2 as far as superheroes go in the universe. So the things they were dealing with were uber powerful things. So it really let Wonder Woman and Superman cut loose a little bit. Okay, a new character for us, Antiope. I'm just going to say her name 1,000 ways so I say it right once. Captain as well. Help has arrived. Friendly sidekicks can use probability control, but only when they are targeted with a ranged attack. Okay. I think Artemis had close, right? Probability at close, and now she's got probability at range. Rock the two of them together. She's 8 clicks long. Look at that. 60 and 40 points. 11 attacks, 6 range. She gets Psychic Blast on the back half. She goes from Running Shot to Sidestep, Psychic Blast on the back half, Energy Shield Deflection up front. I mean, pretty solid. Does she have the Wonder Woman team ability as well? No, she does. Oh, she does. Yeah, she does. So 4, 5, or 6 on the back half of her dial allows her to avoid avoid damage with that super senses. So there's a lot of uber senses. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it uber senses in this set. Last but not least, oh man. Okay, here comes all of the reading. Let's look at the bracelets first. Let's take a peek here at the bracelets at the card, and you can see them. They're kind of just sitting there on that invisible pyramid, just waiting to be taken. Effect. This character has the Wonder Woman team ability. If this character has the Wonder Woman team ability printed on its base, super senses it can use gains protected outwit. Oh, wow. Okay. If the equipped character is named Wonder Woman, remove this object from the game and don't score it. If you do, equip that Wonder Woman with any other Wonder Woman equipment from outside the game. Okay. So she can kind of twist and turn her equipables with the other Wonder Woman equipment as well. That's kind of cool. There you go. Wow. 10 points. Whew. So you're getting outwit on top of the super senses. If you have these on, if you're named Wonder Woman, you can remove this object from the game and don't score it. And if you do, equip Wonder Woman with any other Wonder Woman equipment from outside the game. So she's basically able to sideline all of her equipment and bring it in and out as she needs, I'm guessing. Because I'm guessing if you kick the bracelets out and you bring the lasso in, and you kick the lasso out, you can bring the golden armor in. That's pretty rad. She can kind of access all of her armaments. You know, Hephaestus and Ares and Zeus have all equipped her with really powerful stuff. So that's great to see. Okay, Wonder Woman, last but not least. And of course, let's just take a look. I mean, iconic. It's just iconic, that pose. Wonder Woman, Princess of Themyscira. Amazon, Justice League, and Warrior keywords. Set number 61, comes in at 70 points. Title character, we will get to that inside. Also has Champion of Themyscira, Sword of Athena. Wonder Woman, Princess of Themyscira, may start the game with any Wonder Woman equipment equipped. If Wonder Woman, Princess of Themyscira, is equipped with the Sword of Athena, okay, so we've got another equipable that we know we're going to be getting. Her critical hits deal penetrating damage. Oof. Oof. That's tough. She has the Wonder Woman team ability. We'll open her up and we'll see what she does as the title character. Okay. So we have plot points. If you're not sure what plot points and everything do, you can read the full text on the card. Basically, you are doing actions and generating plot point tokens and then utilizing them to activate special powers. She starts with 0 plot points. She can get additional plot points with lead the Amazon warriors into battle free. Choose a friendly character with the Amazon keyword. This turn, that character modifies attack by +1. Every time you do that, she gets another plot point. At the cost of a plot point, she can use this. Defending Themyscira from the outside world. Generate an Amazon warrior on click number 1. Until your next turn, when Wonder Woman, Princess of Themyscira, evades an attack, after resolutions, choose one. Gain 1 plot point, or deal the attacker 1 penetrating damage. Ooh. For 5 plot points, she can activate this power. Protect man's world from the enemies of Themyscira. Turn Wonder Woman, Princess of Themyscira, to click 11. This game, oh man, she has cosmic energy, or whatever they're calling that right now. It's a team ability that gives her a lot, actually. Pulse Wave, Safeguard, Pulse Wave, and can't be damaged. At the beginning of your turn, if there are no other friendly characters with the Amazon keyword on the map, you lose the game. Whoa. Whoa, okay. All right, so she goes to click 11. Let's see what click 11 looks like. Oh, man. Yep. Yep. This is definitely more for veteran players to work through. She's granted equipment at the beginning of the game. I think the equipment can come in and out. She's gaining plot points. She can always escape to click 11 if she spends her plot points. You got to keep Amazons on the board, though, constantly. She looks great. This is a tricky one to use or to get the hang of using. But once you do, I think she's going to be pretty wicked. Yeah. She can't be damaged. She can't be damaged. She can't be killed. So if you get the 5 plot points, you spend them, you go to click 11, she cannot be KO'd. Period. Until all the other Amazon keyword characters are off the map. That's insane. She can't be damaged. That's crazy. That's crazy. She can act a lot. She got 12 charge, 12 attack. So all you got to do is get to 5 plot points, and then you have this one-click monster that the other team, the opponent, then has to worry about wiping all the Amazons off the board to remove her. That is crazy. Okay, after day 1, we have pulled a lot of heroes. And I'll move Apollo over to the villains, because I guess we don't really know if Apollo's a good guy or a bad guy at any given point. He doesn't care about mortals. He doesn't care about being good or bad. He's just at his core a chaotic being. There we go. Day 1 is almost finished. I didn't get a proper dice and tokens pack. We are doing this super early, but they did send me the dice and tokens here, and I wanted to share them with you real quick. We saw the dice in the other video, but here we go. Nice little shot of the dice there. The tokens, we've got Giganta on one, Cheetah on one, Wonder Woman, Hippolyta, Ares, and of course, Wonder Woman's main squeeze, Steve Trevor, who also has changed quite a lot over time. But the fun part about the Dice and Tokens pack, we know, is to flip it over and see what we get. Whoa, green light. Okay, we get a German soldier. Bizarro. Wait a minute. That's, he's got the U.S. on his chest. This is Superman Red Sun. We're getting some Superman Red Sun in this set. I think we might be getting the Lex Luthor, maybe, with this Bizarro and this green light. That's awesome. Okay, that's really cool. Okay, Tortured Soul. We already know we got Hades. He's on the outside of the box. Allied Soldiers. You know, I bet the 2 of these guys have something to do with this guy right here, with Ares. Constantly being at war. And then, oh, shoot, we've got Rookie. That's going to tie into the chases, I believe. We saw the Commissioner on the back of the box, and that, I believe, is going to be interacting with the Commissioner. So there we go. Day 1, up and down. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I just have so much fun doing these unboxings, man. We got a good selection of stuff here. It's really starting to come into focus. We got some of the Pantheon of Gods. We got Dr. Psycho, a Wonder Woman villain. We got a lot of Amazons today, but then we got a Gorilla Knight, who Grodd can be a Flash villain, also can be a Wonder Woman villain. We got Batman, we got Superman. So now all the doors are wide open. What are we going to get in this set? We know we're going to have a Green Lantern sub-theme, so that's going to be awesome as well. This set is going to bring us a ton of goodness. Allies, sidekicks, captains, the interaction with the equipables is rad, so I'm super stoked about this set, and I hope you guys are too. That is the end of day 1. I want to say thank you to WizKids. I want to say thank you to Hyper RPG Studios, where we're shooting right now. Check them out on Twitch, check them out on YouTube, and definitely go find their old HeroClix show, Indomitable, which I was involved in. It's a lot of fun, and anything else in gaming, movies, comics, they cover so much stuff, and they're worth the watch. And last but not least, thank you to you for tuning in. The Wonder Woman set should be coming out for pre-release the first week of April, and then a couple of weeks later, towards the end of April, it'll be hitting your local brick-and-mortar comic shops and gaming stores. So get your orders in today, support those stores, take care of them as they have taken care of us forever. Let me know in the comments down below what you are anticipating now that you've seen what's in the set, what your biggest hopes are, what you love or don't love, and of course, correct me on the pronunciation of anything Grecian in this set because I'm sure I'm going to get it all wrong. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 2, and until I do, may all your rolls be critical hits. Peace.